Welcome to the Empowered Slacker Society, where we believe in working smarter, not harder, so you have more time and energy for the things that truly matter. Each week, we share a powerful strategy with a new guest expert to help you achieve more with less effort. If you want to get these weekly tips, subscribe to the channel, follow the podcast, and be sure to sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Everything is linked below. Let's get into this week's tip.
Hi, welcome to the Empowered Slacker Society Hack of the Week. I am Kristin Koliha. I have a master's in social work. I'm an ADHD coach and therapist. I work with hundreds of people with ADHD, helping them find real life solutions to everyday challenges. I'm also a mom to a child with ADHD, and I have ADHD myself. So I get how overwhelming decisions can feel when you're juggling focus, priorities, and life's demands. So, my Slacker hack of the week is the 10-second yes. And this tool is all about making choices easier and faster by connecting them to what truly matters to us. By the end of this session, you'll have a practical way to make clear, values aligned decisions that reduce mental clutter and help you keep focused on what counts. 10 seconds to yes. This is aligning small choices with big values. And let's get you from saying yes to everything to saying yes to the things that really matter. Have you had those days when every decision just feels painful? Should you go for a walk? Should you scroll social media? What should you have for dinner? Should you take on that extra work project? Should you fold laundry or just go to bed? Do you also struggle with saying no, taking on more than you can handle at work, afraid to say no as others might be upset, or do you get hooked into people pleasing? If you find that you get stuck in these spaces, then this hack is for you. So, what happens when we say yes to everything? We get disorganized. We have FOMO, fear of missing out. We're tired and fatigued. And I don't mean tired like I just kind of need to take a nap. Like we feel absolutely at the core of our bones tired and fatigued. We get into decision fatigue where it's almost impossible to make a decision. We get frozen and paralyzed and we can't move, sometimes off of the couch or out of bed, or sometimes out of our cars. We also get burned out and we feel like, what's the point? And we struggle with making work decisions. So the 10-second yes is a quick tool to make values aligned decisions in seconds. And it's perfect for simplifying decisions around what to say yes to or no to based on what matters most. It's really helpful for everyone, but also for those with ADHD, because if you struggle with decision fatigue or you want to cut through the mental clutter, this is the way to do it. So, why do I love the 10-second yes as a hack? And why do I teach it? I use it and I teach it to my clients. I love it because you're making decisions for yourself rather than others. It really helps that this approach, you choose this for yourself, not for someone else. No guilt, no pressure from others. It's a decision that you're making for you. It also helps to cut the mental clutter, minimizes overthinking, it frees up energy, and this can be helpful for those who are prone to indecision. It simplifies your choices. It gives you a place to start that's actionable. It gives you a framework to start with. It also increases your confidence in your choices because you practice it over and over. It stops overthinking and the dreaded analysis paralysis, and it reduces stress. So, some real life examples of using the 10-second yes. I was invited to participate in a speaking engagement. It was scheduled on a week that was a lot going on. I had some family commitments, holidays were near. I really wanted to speak at this event because I was really working hard on increasing my network. But when I looked at the amount that I had on my calendar that week, it was going to be a lot. And it meant that I wasn't going to show up somewhere. And so I had to sit down and really, take that moment, take that 10 seconds and say, okay, what does my work look like? What are my values? And if I'm saying yes to this, what am I saying no to? And so I decided at that point that saying no to the speaking engagement meant that I was saying yes to my family. And that was what needed to happen that week. End of a long day, I could pop on TV, sit on the couch, scroll Netflix, but I value my health. And I have a pretty rambunctious golden retriever named Lola. And Lola needs a walk every day. And so either Lola's going to be tearing through my house or I take her on that 20-minute walk. I get some steps in, she gets to burn off some steam. And again, that value of health, we're clicking that button for both of us. A few everyday examples where you can use this tool: deciding on work commitment after hours, choosing to skip or go to a social engagement, depending on what your energy levels are like. A recent one, we had Prime Days that just happened, and that was a lot of buy this, do this. And if you're trying to budget and be, just a little more frugal, is it really helpful for you to spend that money? So, how do we use the 10-second yes? So, first of all, step one is pause. What's happening here? Do I feel stuck, tired, or burnt out? And one of the important things with the pause is notice where you're feeling it in your body. And this helps us to move from just reacting to acting, the automatic reaction to just making a mindful choice. Sometimes by simply taking a breath and noticing tension or calm in your body, it helps you to get grounded, and then you can connect and get a quick read on how each option feels by what's happening in your body. Step two, identify what matters right now. Name 2 to 3 values that you need to consider when making these choices. And values, here's some examples of values, because I think sometimes we struggle with trying to figure out, what do I value? Connection, family, growth, learning, self improvement. Maybe it's health, prioritizing your physical and mental well being, creativity, expressing yourself and exploring new ideas. Maybe it's independence, having freedom or autonomy in choices and actions. Maybe you value service, helping others and contributing to something bigger than yourself. Balance, maybe you really value having a very harmonious blend of work, rest, and personal time. And then joy, doing things that bring you happiness and fun. And achievement, setting and reaching personal or professional goals. So, question, you ask yourself, where are the values? Where's the important piece right there? And with this decision, what are my values that I need to take into account when I'm making it? And then step 3, do a quick alignment check. Does this align with what matters to me now? If it does, then a yes means you can confidently commit, while a no means it's okay to let it go. And remembering again, when we're saying yes to one thing, we're saying no to something else. And when we're saying no to one thing, we're saying yes to something else. But gosh, sometimes it's not all that easy and there are gray areas. And so, some small steps that can help when the answer isn't clear are: you can take a moment to commit to a small action. Maybe you do part of what you're looking at. Maybe it's only, I'm going to scroll for 3 minutes. You set a timer or something like that. Again, remembering to start with your values, that can be really, really helpful. Letting go of guilt. If you're getting stuck, is there an area where you're feeling guilty? Like, if I don't say yes to this, I'm going to feel really guilty. It's okay. You do not need to feel guilty about choices that you're making. Have self-compassion of what you're choosing for yourself. And self-compassion is not selfish. It's taking care of you. And you can have FOMO and also do what's best for you. It's okay to hold both of those kind of experiences at the same time. There's plenty of times where I wish I could have done something, but I was either sick or couldn't make it, or, how many times have we had wanted to go see a concert, but the tickets were outrageous, right? And so I'm having some FOMO, but I also can enjoy the fact that other people are having a good time. So let's walk through this. And by the way, here's a quick important tip. There's no right or wrong here. So we're going to use the example of scrolling social media versus taking a walk. I mean, how many of you have been in this space, right? I know I should get my shoes on and my butt out the door and I should be walking right now. But instead we're like, you know what? I'm just going to check Instagram for 2 minutes and then it turns into 20 minutes later, right? So the first thing we want to do is start with the pause. It's very easy to pick up our phones and reflexively start to scroll. But pausing and taking that breath and looking at what we're doing is the first step. And then looking at what our values are. And it's easy to assume that scroll is the right answer. Don't scroll. Go for a walk. But sometimes scrolling is the right answer. And sometimes taking the walk is the right answer. It comes back to what are your values? So in this example, the values are health, mood, and self-care. And so those are the things that are important at this time, right? This person has decided, my mood, and when I take a walk, I'm in a much better mood. And so my mood is really, really important. And so I'm going to take a walk rather than scrolling social media. And so the answer in this situation is go take a walk. But let's look at it from another perspective. And so again, we're looking at what to do, and we've got two directions we could go: moving away from my values or moving towards my values. And in this situation, the values are connection, learning, and creativity, right? And social media provides all of those. We get to check in and see what our friends are thinking. Maybe we have a family member who's on a really cool vacation and we want to experience it with them and we want to see that connection, or someone has a big event, right? And they're going to share it on social media. So we want to see that. And so that's where scrolling social media can be really helpful. So when should you try this 10-second yes? Well, when you're frozen, when you're like, I'm sitting here and I don't know what to do, this is a great framework to then grab and start using. If you have times when you reflexively just say yes, maybe it's out of habit or guilt. And if we're saying yes out of guilt, this leads to resentment or burnout. And if you tend to always say yes, then taking a moment of, can I evaluate those times when I say yes and maybe decide if these yeses are in line with my values? And honestly, every day, if you build a habit of intentional action every day, this becomes so easy, and you'll be shocked to see how quickly you can make these yes decisions with confidence, and it will reduce that frozen feeling. So my free gift to you is my 10-second yes decision cards. And these are tools that give you the framework of how to make this 10-second yes. And you can download them. I've had clients who have downloaded them and they put them in their office or they'll use it as a journal prompt, or they'll put it on their laptop as a way to, when they're stuck, to help them look at, how do I get to a decision? And does this align with my values right now? So you can find my 10-second yes decision cards on my website at welcomehomeadhd.com/10-second yes. And you can find more information about me at www.welcomehomeadhd.com.
We hope you enjoyed this Slacker hack of the week. Remember, smart work beats busy work. Until next time, stay empowered, stay slacking. If you want to do a good deed of the day and help us grow the channel and bring you even more amazing content, leave us a comment, subscribe, leave us a review, do all the things. We'll see you guys next time.